The generosity trap. When you're exhausted and you feel like you're drowning, we need to talk about it. When you're overcommitted, when you're saying yes to everything and you feel guilty because you want to stop, that's not generosity. That's a trap. And we want to make sure we're not falling into this as humans, but also as busy business owners. Today, welcome to Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 205 of our Supersize Your Business Annual Challenge. All this month, we're talking about contribution. And today's topic is giving too much, giving to the point of really frying your energy, frying yourself, and burning out. Not many people, I know, me included, would have ever used the word burnout, but it's really popular now because it's a one-word way to describe, hey, I've done way too freaking much and I need a break. I need a reset. I need a rest. I never heard reset either until then, unless we were resetting the product lines in manufacturing to do product changeovers or things. So let's talk about this today. We're also going to talk about the P in our super framework. So we're going to have 2 action items today. Nobody freak out. It's not that hard. It's not, I think you can get today's assignment done in under 10 minutes easily. And I mean, both of them. So first and foremost, let's talk about the P in our super framework. We identified and specified our target, what we want in the area of contribution by the end of the year. Then yesterday we identified where we are right now. We got really honest with ourselves and said, okay, well, these are the 2 things we're doing for contribution and they're not really having the impact we want, so we need to do something different, or whatever it is for you. That's my example. And then that created this gap between those 2 things, and we need to use the rest of the super framework to fill that in. So we've got a plan, which is what today's P is all about. We want to plan a path to get from where we are to where we want to be. Simple as that. So what do? We take the 10,000 foot view and we imagine what we need to do step by step, just the big picture milestone steps to get from where we are to where we want to be. I know you all know how to do this. If you don't, please reach out and ask. But let's hop into this giving too much, being overly generous, saying yes to everything topic, because I know that me, for one, and a whole lot of other people that I interact with and work with on a regular basis do this. We say yes to everything. We think we need to control everything, and then we wonder why we get sick, or we wonder why we're exhausted. I've literally done this to the point of having a death experience. So I think I speak from a place of massive experience on this topic. There's a difference between being generous and self-destructive. And some people, me included, apparently will use being super busy and running through our life like a chicken with our head cut off to actually take the break and the pause that we need so desperately in our life. I don't recommend that strategy. It's long, it's expensive, it takes a while to come back from, and it takes actually more effort than you can imagine than if you would have just set it up right in the first place and not had to have that experience. Boundaries protect our contribution. Boundaries protect us in all areas and aspects of our life, and contribution is no different. I have a couple of guidelines that I use that really make it simple for me. I check in with my head, my heart, and my intuition. I share that tool a lot. But I also make sure that what I am saying yes to is in line with what I want to create in my business and in my life, right? If it isn't, it's an automatic no. If it's an organization that is any way, shape, or form political, it's an automatic no. For me, it's up to you. If it's something that is kind of negative slant, it's a no. And so we have to have just lines in the sand that we won't cross and that work for us, just like our core values. If you're making decisions that are against your core values, that's a lose situation. It's not a win-win situation, certainly, but it's usually a losing battle or a losing situation. The most generous people are the ones who last and are being giving in the long run. Not those that just, do something here and something there. So back when I was running my Italian food manufacturing business, I'll just share a quick story about this. Anybody that walked in the door, usually I would just say yes to get rid of them. I can't believe I'm saying that out loud right now, but that's the truth. It was easier to say yes to people than explain to them why I didn't choose to participate, and just send them on their way so I could get back to doing what was in alignment with me and what I had for priorities on any given day. Last minute orders, I would say yes to everything. And guess what? If we say yes to everything, it's pretty easy to get overwhelmed and exhausted and be laying in bed at 2 o'clock in the morning saying, WTF was I thinking? I shared the story before that WTF was my primary question. And we'll talk about that if anybody wants to just ask why that actually caused me to have some major trauma in my life. But the turning point was when I built those boundaries saying, what has to wait? What am I not going to participate in ever? So, hey, sorry, but this isn't in alignment with who we are as a business, or this isn't in alignment with my personal values. Therefore, I cannot, in good conscience, support it. Because guess what? If we do support the things that we don't believe in, we're giving more energy to them and more value to them. And if that's in conflict with who we really are and how we want to show up in the world with our business, that is going to be a problem in not only the long run, but in the short run. Entire businesses have been destroyed because they choose to take a stand on something that their customers didn't like or agree with. We see this all the time with respect to politics, which is one of the reasons I don't touch politics or religion with a 10-foot pole. So what are we going to do for our action item for this today? I want you to set a generosity capacity level for your organization. Pick a number of how many free consults you'll do, how many free anything you'll do, how many favors, how many donations, what and the types of organizations you will donate to, and then stick to it. Draw your contribution line in the sand and then stick to what that is for you. Ask yourself a couple of questions as an organization today. Are we giving out of guilt or out of our desire to make something better? If you're giving out of guilt, stop doing those things and find something that you really, truly, as an organization, want to contribute to. What changes in your life? And if you give yourself permission to just say no to certain things. What if you give yourself permission to take a break from giving or to take a rest? Is it going to be the end of the world? Absolutely not. Am I more generous to strangers than I am to my own family? This was a heartbreaking realization when I personally had it. When I was running through my life, and I didn't really actually consider it till after I had my sudden cardiac arrest. And I realized that not only was I doing myself and my business a disservice, I was really doing my family a disservice. Those are the things that are the hardest to reconcile and say, okay, that's the past, that's how I was, this is how I'm going to be going forward. If generosity, if contribution, if this area and aspect of your business is a challenge for you, this is the type of things we talk about and work on in our free Supersize Your Business community. You're welcome to join it if you're interested in that. It's a freemium group right now, meaning it's free with paid tiers, but that's just for my high ticket coaching and consulting clients. It's free. There's a ton of information in there. I share the annual challenge in there. I share, 53 years worth of business experience in dozens and dozens of different industries. And hopefully I guarantee there's a nugget or a tidbit or something in there that will help you get the breakthrough that you need in order to grow and scale and supersize your business. So that's it for today. You can't pour from an empty cup. We all know that. We just don't always remind ourselves of it. So make sure that you are filling yourself up and those in your organization that do contribute to other things so that we can all work together to make the world a better place. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, go out, make it an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.